Hello! Welcome everybody to Larkison Labs. As some of you may know by now, I am Larkison. The great and powerful, or, other. I think other is probably a good way to put it, but, I'll take it. This is my first stream in a while, aside from my, little collaboration with Pixel a couple of days ago. But as such, I expect that nobody's on quite yet. But that's fine. I'm happy to set up and start dying as soon as I need to. So that's all good. What else do I need to add in? Well, Ghosts and Goblins is a bit of an odd choice for a first stream in a while. But to be honest, there's a couple of gadgets that I've been wanting to try out, and I think Ghosts and Goblins is probably the best one to go with. I want to get back into challenging platformers. And Ghosts and Goblins is basically that. I wouldn't say it was the first one of those, but it is a very notable one. And I don't know, there's always had a particular charm to it. I think, I don't know what his name is. Sir Arthur, I think it is. Is probably my favorite Capcom character. I'm not sure why. I think he's just goofy looking. And he's more of an underdog than Mega Man is. So I'm gonna go and set up for that. Let me just jump in here. Whoop. Where's my couch? Hey! Haha! Controller, please. Thank you. Great. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I have a brilliant invention. Well, I have an invention. Let's just call it that. Whoop! There we go. Alright. I'll brief whoever comes in on it when they come in. But the concept is essentially that you'll be able to help me both rewind, make checkpoints, and fast forward time. I don't know if fast forwarding time is a good idea, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that that'll be my undoing most of the time, but I don't know. I have time manipulation. I've got to cover all grounds here, right? Right. Anyway, let's get this underway, shall we? Yep. Diabolical. There goes that girl that was, I don't know, I think she'd just fallen over, to be honest. That guy was probably just helping him back up. Ow! I was pressing the analog stick instead of the directional pad. There we go. Okay. For those of you unaware of how Ghosts and Goblins play out, this pretty much sums it up for the entire game. You throw projectiles like crazy and try not to die. You can take 2 hits. One makes you naked, unfortunately. A bit of a breeze, but, oh crap. And the other one makes you skeleton. Essentially, it just retracts a layer every time. It's, horrific, but it is what it is. There we go. Okay. Kill those guys. Run, 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 run. Kill, kill. Oh god. No fair. Can't use a tombstone to help you live. That's a backwards logic. Okay, there we go. Oh, I've got an extra long lance. I don't know. Isn't this what I had before? I think so. I think I might have downgraded. Although I'm really not sure what the difference is between the knife and the lance. Oh god, okay. Ah. Anyway, if anyone is wondering, ow. You can spend channel points in order to allow me to create a new checkpoint so I can die a bit later on in the game. Because this always stops me back from the beginning. Or you can even rewind time so I can undie. You could also fast forward time, which will probably, in a game like this, ensure that I will definitely die. But maybe in a future game it'll be more useful. Like Pac-Man. Or something really slow. I hope I don't have to play a really slow game. But who knows? Ha! Fire! Okay. I don't really know if fire's any more effective, but it looks prettier, doesn't it? More festive? It's just the arsonist in me, I guess. Oh, did I pick up some? Oh god. Plants! Okay. Oh, I paused there too long. Curse you. Game over. Can't wait to go game under. I can hit continue. That should save me the opening cutscene, right? I think so. Oh, no, it didn't save me the opening cutscene. I lost my purse in the game. Whoops. I guess my person isn't the way to put it. I have no idea what relation I am to that purple-haired lady. Oh, God. Jumped right into that. This one's definitely a fluke. Something I still have not figured out is how to get my clothes back. I pick up the armor. See, look, armor. Nope, does nothing. I'm guessing maybe it's an extra life. Which makes sense. Although there's a lot of extra lives then. Yes. I'm not going to waste my time climbing the ladder. And these plants will get me if I do. Oh. I'm surprisingly nimble when I'm nude. Oh, God. Okay, never mind. Scratch that. Not so nimble. Alright. I've gone a little bit further. Maybe I'm a bit rusty at this. That being said, I've never really expected to get far in Ghosts and Goblins, which is why time manipulation would be very handy. Oop. Hey. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, fuck. No, okay. I don't know what that noise was. I was gonna take the high road, but it looks like I can't. Ha. Whew. I don't know what that was. It looked like a little teddy bear. I loved it. Freaking adorable. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure... Oh, wow, that was some luck. That guy just gave up right in front of me. He was like, no, today I'll choose love. Oh, okay, that guy's gonna choose violence. I don't like that. No. Got me some clothes. Oh, hey. Hey, okay, this is new. Oh, I killed him. Hey, I'm getting there now. See? Just took a bit of getting used to, and now I'm good. I'm on my way. Oh, what is that? Ah, fuck. Okay, well. You know what? It helped me survive this onslaught of lunacy, so I'm not complaining too heavily. Oh, thank goodness I didn't get tangled up in that mess. Oh, what the hell are you? Are you a flying ham? I do not like this ham. Oh, okay. This ham does not like me. Oh, that was horrific. Hey, I made a checkpoint. Wow. Exciting times here at Larkison Labs. Oh, okay. Nope. Ah, that last one dipped way lower than the others. I call shenanigans. Oh, jeez. Alright, I'm gonna lose this. Yeah, there we go. Game over already. I made so far. No, I say so far. I made it further than I usually do. Let's put it that way. Shall we? Alright. Let's give this another go. Hey, I can still hit continue though. There we go. There we go. Hey, it worked the second time. Thank goodness. But we'll continue. Oh, hey. That's not so bad. I have hope here. Huh. Game design is a little more forgiving than I expected, is it? Is there no chance of killing you guys? Huh? Well, you're all left now. I'm sure we have friends, though. Oh. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Alright, bring on... Well, you first, and then the flying hams. Ah, crap. Okay. No flying hams for me today. Alright, let me try that again, shall we? Fuck. There we go. The uncomfortable breeze keeps me nimble. Oh, oh. Ha! Aw, jeez. I'm just too far away for that plant. Oh, okay, you've got a little death pot, have you? Dang it. I'm learning. Honestly, I've done Cuphead before, so this is a little nicer, to be honest. Speak of which, I should go back to playing Cuphead some time. Ow. Turned back too fast. Yep. Not even gonna give him a chance. Oh, thank goodness. Ah. The trouble is the momentum there, because you can't just turn around and jump. That guy has the momentum anyway. That takes some getting used to. Alright. It's weird, I've never been into the medieval aesthetic very much. But like, some games that have a cartoony medieval aesthetic, I'm definitely into, like Ghosts and Goblins over here, and Medieval. It's like another game I want to stream one day. That'll be awesome. Well, for me. I don't know how much of a fan base either game has. But, I mean, considering both games managed to get remasters, they must have some appreciative audience, right? Oh, okay. Hands! Fuck! Got kicked in the face by a ham. As per usual. It's a very purple building at the end of all this, isn't it? Oop. Noise. Not so bad. Also not so bad. Oh. That actually worked? Because that did not look like a dodge. I took a knee, I didn't expect it to do anything. It was more me submitting to my own demise than actually trying to avoid it. Oh, it turns out the best option for these guys is to just keep running. Who the hell are you? Ow! Where'd you throw that fireball from? You made up that fireball. That's not canon. Surely. He didn't do it again, even. He was just like, whoops, dropped a fireball. Whoops, I was carrying that for a friend. Although I can understand dropping it. It's probably quite hot. Oh. The middle one is a wild card. Ow! Alright. They can't all be jams. Alright. Let's try that again. Well, I made it a little bit further that time. Well, the time before that time. I get it. Ooh. I always kind of promised myself, because I really want to get Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. But if I can't beat the original Ghosts and Goblins, then I'm not gonna be able to beat Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, I feel like. So I kinda made a promise to myself that if I can beat this, then I'll get myself Resurrections. Probably when it's on sale. Although, I don't know, might deserve better than that. Show Capcom that they care. So if they stop re-releasing Mega Man. Which would upset a lot of Mega Man fans, because they kind of get a lot of dry spells for such a well-renowned mascot. I don't really mind whether or not there's more or less Mega Man. Preferably more, I suppose, for everyone else. But I would like some more Sir Arthur. And no, I still do not fully understand why. Something about a small, tiny, bearded man just trying to get by is relatable. Let me make a correction. Trying to get by and failing spectacularly. There we go. That works. Oh, you didn't even touch me. I guess I got too close into his personal bubble. Or he got too close into mine. Alright, well, here I go again. Let's be fair here. Very little of these enemies ever wear armor either. Just leveling the playing field. Curses. Very curses. It's weird because, I mean, the second level feels like the enemies are less frequent. You know? The first level had zombies out the wazoo. This one just has a few guys at a time, it's just that they're so tricky to dodge. When I try to make a game about, like, dodging things, it always seems so easy, but I guess it's because I understand how they work. Because I made them. What the hell is that? Oh! That was a trap. That's what that was. Damn it. Never go for the little windmill. The little windmill in such a hostile area always leads to death. If I learned nothing. Oh, okay, I gotta survive. I survived by doing nothing. Can I do nothing again? Nope, I cannot. There's another windmill. What's going on with the windmill? Why is the windmill suddenly now just always here? I suppose twice in a row isn't always, but I mean it's more frequently than I've ever seen it. Considering I've never seen it. Ooh, there we go. Those ones are differently spaced to the first set, aren't they? Fire! I wonder if different enemies are weaker to certain projectiles. I am very surprised that I survived all that. Oh! Knife! Oh, now it doesn't go in a knock, though. Oof. I walked right into that. Ah! Dang it, I thought I could kill him before he did that. But no, he just dropped another fireball. You never know when he's gonna do that. I think that's the worst part of it. Oh well, let's have another go at it, shall we? Oh, no, I think I took too long and now it's booting up a demo. Not me. Well, the next time I'll see how the demo does. Maybe the demo plays better. Maybe I can just see all the game like that. That'd be nice. Ba 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 ba. Oop. Yes. Da 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 da. Okay, I won't lie. The swords definitely have better range, don't they? Don't know how I managed to dodge over that guy. Heck! Oh wow. Bo 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 bo. Ha ha ha. Okay. Second one's always seems to be a bit more of a cakewalk, doesn't it? There we go. Oh god, you just came out of nowhere, even though I now should have expected you. Oh, jumped right into that one. On the bright side, I'm great at catch. If only there was a game where you're supposed to catch the projectiles instead of dodge them. Oh. Oh, okay. Hang on a moment. Let's see if that's any better. Oop. My earphones are currently not working, but I guess that doesn't matter too much. I'll fix that up in a sec. The usual Larkison Labs technical difficulties at your service. Well, at your behest, I suppose, is a better way to put it. Provided I know what behest means, and I'm not sure I do. Oh! Oh! Ah, jeez. Okay. That one was at the nick of time. Oop. Maybe I should stop jumping up for these guys and just wait for them to come to me. Dang it, I should have ducked. I'm not used to facing that guy enough yet. Let's give it another try. Oh, okay, I'm getting used to those guys now, aren't I? Those guys aren't too bad either. You're fine. And you guys I just need to get used to not giving so much attention to. Ow. Okay. I'll take some of that back. A little more attention then. If you insist. Well, at least I know that there isn't a major strategy to beating the guy at the end, right? You've just got to keep throwing knives and dodging him. That's pretty much how you do all this. Unless I have fire or lance, then that's, you know, the alternative. Which more or less adds up to the same thing. Whoop. Oh, okay, he had a pot. That's not fair. Right, now I can take a moment to fix my earphones. There we go. Whew, okay. Ha! I'm surprised I managed to dodge that one. Oh well. Oh, snap! I got a bear. Heck yeah. So wish I knew what the bear did. Well, I've got it. Ha! Oh jeez, he just ran into me. Oh, I did it! Yes! Ha 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 ha! And I got my clothes back. Smashing. Okay. So now where are we going? Oh, this place is all blue. And it has, adorable, horrifying creatures. Also, I can't tell if my earphones are breaking again, but there's definitely something creepy going on. It's probably my earphones just breaking. Ow. Oh yeah, definitely my earphones just breaking. That's fun. Anybody else who happens to stop and can hear what's going on. And who knows, maybe I've got some lovely lurkers. Who may continue to lurk, I'm not really fussed. You do you, invisible crowd. Oh, what the hell is going on? What? Alright, that was a natural. That was some body horror. I've just been watching Stranger Things too, season 4. So that hit a little close to home for me. Ah. Oh, see you. Oh, taking care of these guys at an Arcus. Alright, I guess that's water? There we go. Okay. Well, let's see what this brings. Aside from my death. I honestly think that Ghosts and Goblins is probably my favorite NES game. Next to Kirby's Adventure. Ah. I'm surprised. Ow, okay. I should stop complimenting myself. Ow. Yeah, clearly the world does not like me to be, confident, shall we say. Do 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 do. Bop. Bop, 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 bop. Oh. Take me out to dinner first, you monsters. Please, I'm hungry. Alright. I want to get to the little town. Maybe I can do some shopping. Get myself some kebabs. I love me some kebabs. Damn it! Freaking come at me while I'm fantasizing about kebabs. The little ones, the little red peppers on them. Nice. Whoa! Dang it! Alright. Currently, enemy number 1 is that plant. It used to be Mr. Fireball Belly Button, but I tamed the shrew. Boop, 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 ba-doop, ba-doo. Well, attendance today isn't good, but so far the stream's operating well. Perfect. Once again, I need to take into account my reality's irony meters, which is a bit high right now. Hup. Oh! Yeah, okay. I feel like I wasn't really trying there. I want a do-over. Which is exactly what I'm getting. Woo! Haha! You know what, I'm not even gonna stick around and tolerate you. Oh, okay, I should have tolerated you a little bit. Dang it, that wasn't what I meant to do. Let's just go this way. Look at that, that's a nice little direction to go. I didn't think of that. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh god, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running, keep running. Never look back, little Arthur. Okay, you can stop for a moment. Oh, things are coming out of those windows. Called it. You have a bowling ball? That defies gravity, you lucky monster. You monster. I actually did get further that way. I'm going to do that again. I'm confused though. I went through a door, right? Oh snap, and now I'm already in the city. Literally all I had to do was just keep running, as it turns out. It really makes me question my own admittance for violence. Oh crap. Get back here, little creepy Moogle thing. Like. In some ways, I'm beginning to think Ghosts and Goblins is kind of forgiving in comparison to like Mario. Well, I mean, Mario, when you get a game over, you start back from the beginning, world 1-1, don't you? But here, you die, you at least manage to go back to the world that you were on. I forgot to jump. I didn't forget to jump, I remembered to jump like a second too late. I like how the wall shows up around my neck. Heck! I'm sensing a pattern here. I need to reacclimatize myself to jumping pits somehow. Maybe I used up all my jump in the little blue world. Oh well. Ha! Take that, Boyd. Don't want no Boyd. Are Boyds even real anymore? Or are they all surveillance cameras? Oh jeez, he can drop them from above like that? I need to get up there. Ow. You learn something new about monsters every day. Sometimes every 5 seconds, I guess. If I can beat this one, I'll get myself to beat Super Ghosts and... What? Super Ghouls and Goblins? No. Super Ghosts and Ghouls? I don't know. Super... horrifying monsters starting with G and... horrifying monsters starting with G. I'll get that one. Well, I already have it, technically. But I'll try to beat it. Once I've beaten that one, Resurrection. Because heck knows how many times I've died. Worth noting is how he stops moving. Oh! Hi, Super Unibug. Welcome back. You'll be pleased to know that channel points now work again. But it'll be game specific. How you doing? It's been a bit. I didn't get to say hello properly in all the commotion with Risk of Rain last time. There was a lot going on. I was dying a lot. Doing pretty good, I'm glad to hear. I'm doing great. So far, I'm having a lot of fun with life. Oh, jeez. Terms and conditions apply. As you can see, I am being murdered plenty. And my body appears to be fusing with the wall. Oh, okay. Not anymore. We're good. Turns out death is a cure for that kind of ailment. Who knew? Also, I must try something real quick. Alright, what you gonna try? Wait. Don't tell me what you're gonna try is... You're gonna try punch me. In the middle of Ghosts and Goblins, too? Ow! 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 Jesus, you punched me a lot. Did you intend to? I took so many hits there. That was genuinely alarming. Well, maybe that'll knock me back into shape. But yes, the bop is back. Congrats. Oh, I paused. I meant to only punch you once. Well, I think you got some caught up. Should make up for the missing punches over the course of the time. Ah. Nope, I've changed my mind. Can't go back. I'll take them off. So, you been playing anything new lately? Also, have you seen my new schedule on the Discord? Just all balance to the Punchiverse. Ah yes, the Punchiverse. It's where the great empire of concussion emerged. There we go. Oh, also, something I found out was I got the PlayStation Network Deluxe package thing, and it appears that that has come with Shadow of the Colossus, so I can stream that now. Be playing Elden Ring and Hollow Knight, nothing new. Nice. Have you completed Elden Ring? I still have not gotten far. Right now, I'm playing the most retro version of Elden Ring, as you can see. Not very open world, but definitely pretty unforgiving. Not too unforgiving. Oh, nope, I can't swim. I check out the schedule ASAP. Yeah, I haven't put Shadow of the Colossus on there, but I can soon. I knew it'd be something you'd be excited for, though, so I didn't want to, like, announce it, and it turns out you've long moved on by now. That would be awkward. Oop. But it'll probably be one of these weeks in one of my triple streams. Unfortunately, the times are going to be a bit fluid at the moment, because we've got load shedding in my country, which means that the power's out for like, I don't know, 2 hours a day, sometimes 6 hours a day. So it's either going to be at, basically any given day will be at one of the 2 times that I've shown in the schedule. I've finished Lunaria. Nice. Stop playing because Silk Song's trailer, so Hollow Knight. Oh yeah! I forgot they finally released that Silk Song trailer. Although I don't remember much of it, it just looked like more Silk Song. You know? Kind of what I was expecting for it. Which isn't bad at all. But you know, it leaves me anticipating the game as much as I was before the trailer. But it's still good to know that they're still, you know, working on it and it's coming out, and they have a release date for it now, don't they? Whew. I'm not even going to waste my time with that bowling ball guy down there. How did that bird miss me? Bird, you be slipping. Feck. I shouldn't have waited, I should have just ran past him. Noted. Thank you. Much appreciated. And... ha! I think it was mainly to say we'll work on it, it'll be out. Yeah, because I know that a lot of people were real excited for it. Like literally every direct or presentation, even, you know, like PlayStation ones and things like that. And Nintendo ones, but like all of them. Literally everyone was always like, no Soul Song, like anticipating it every time. Hey! I got a follow. Who followed me? Oh, hi Tizzy Boo. I hope I spelled that. I hope I said that right. Thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. A follow from a fellow retro streamer. Thanks. You also retro stream? You're from Finland, that's cool. Finland, the country where I quite want to be. I've never been to Finland, but I've heard delightful things about it. Ow. New guy who does. Oh, I died. Rest in pieces. And continue again. Oh, now that I actually have people around, I have a bit of a crowd control thing going on where essentially using lab funds, which is my channel points, you can fast forward, rewind time, or make a checkpoint for me. Good old Monty Python, yeah. Classic. Do Do you get the Finland songs sung at you a lot? I've always wondered if people from Finland are overexposed to that song. I guess less so these days, but you know, there's definitely probably a time for it. Oh. Okay. Gotta survive the Moogles. They're not too bad as long as I don't sit there and wait for them. Okay, well, I don't know what happened there. That's just ledge hogging, apparently. Didn't think this was Smash Bros. Suddenly. Some maybe. Huh. Well, fair enough. What game were you playing, by the way? Or what retro games you play in particular? Got any faves? Oh, did I just abbreviate the word favorite? It seems a bit out of my league. Ow. Moogles took advantage of me questioning my own vocabulary. There we go. No, the bowling ball dropped. Gotta go, be back soon. Try to die a bit less. No promises, you know me. Oh, variety of retro playthroughs. No sports games. Good. Collect retro stuff. Buy, play, real hardware. Start a monthly segment where I open the mail packages I've gotten. Nice. Sounds like quite a good variety of streams. I have to check you out sometime. Oh, do you have a specific schedule? There we go. Okay. Let's go this way. Oh, jeez. I try. 3 to 5 times a week. That's good. That's a respectable amount. Have you done this before? Define this. Have I done Ghosts and Goblins before? I've played a lot in my free time, but... that being said, this is probably the furthest I've ever gotten. Normally I just tour around in World 1. I've been surprised how far I've gotten on this game. But that's the weird thing about me, is that I suck at Ghosts and Goblins, but it's a game that I always come back to. I don't know why. But like, Ghosts and Goblins and Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I think it's called, are games that I have never gotten very far at, but I always like to be like, yeah, I'm gonna beat this game one day. And then I spend like 3 days on it. I've never beaten this. Well, that's reassuring to know. It is difficult. And it's weird because the first level looks a lot harder than the rest of the game somehow. Because they're just zombies all over the floor all the time. But I guess as long as you just keep throwing your stuff, you can manage to push your way through. Ow, whereas here now you gotta think about everything. Alright. Let me try focus in on this to see if I can get to a new bit of the patch of ground. But like... I say let me focus and then I just start on another tangent. Hang on. Ha. Come on, yes. Oh. I'm just gonna outrun you. Ha! Oh, I'm too nimble for you. Oh, jeez, I'm not too nimble for you, but I'm naked, so now I'm nimbler. I'm not. Why is my... That was weird. I was moving. I thought. Oh well. Still, I know to just keep running and never look back, so that's good. I didn't mean to stop. I don't know what happened there. Oh yeah, Sir Arthur is kind of my favorite Capcom character. I'm still not entirely sure why. I just... Like, you can tell that things are unforgiving for him. Always got his little plate of armor, but he'll run in his underpants if he has to, and I admire that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Pass him. Outrun. Back. Anyway, I'm fairly new to retro game streaming. I've played it quite a bit. But I've been wanting to get more into it over time. I used to do more variety-based stuff. And even now there's still gonna be other things that I play. But I gotta take our time to, like, try these out. It has a nice community. What, Ghosts and Goblins? That's cool. And it's also good to know. You never really know what community you're going to find yourself in these days. I often find the niche titles generally have, like, some pretty... Oh, the retro community. Cool. I look forward to meeting them. I guess I've already met one of them and they're nice enough. And okay, there we go. Cool. Oh, there's a second ladder here. It's very handy. I would like to dodge the bird. I would like to take this money. I would like to keep... Oh! Crap. The bird took me by surprise. Upset. Whew. There we go. Still want to get Resurrection sometime. If I can ever beat this game. What would you say your favorite retro game is? Do you have one? I know that can be a difficult question. When somebody asks me what my favorite game is, I tend to and ah for a long time. More because it's kind of difficult to pick just one. Especially find that different games are better suited for different situations. My favorite game to play alone, my favorite game to switch my brain off, my favorite game to play in a group, my favorite game, you know, it just never really ends. Oh. Ow. Yeah, like some I didn't have any favorites. Yeah, I get that. Still, I have some on my list that I want to get out of the way. Like, I'd love to play Bubble Bobble 2. Not Bubble Bobble 2, just Bubble Bobble as well. Yeah. Although I believe there is a Bubble Bobble 2. It's a Game Boy game. I actually think it'll... I don't know, I really like the little art style that they went for with it. So maybe I would like to play Bubble Bobble 2 too. Oh, there we go. Ah, that guy's coming for me. Okay, I'm gonna just keep running. Oh, he throws a lot of those out quickly. Dang. What else? What else was there? I'd still like to try out Pac-Man Land, I think it's called. Side-scrolling Pac-Man. I've played a lot of the original Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. The Rainbow Island. Rainbow Island is fun. Like, I think probably because I'm more nostalgic for Bubble Bobble in the first place, because that used to be an arcade and a pizza place that I used to play it at quite a lot. Adventure, Rainbow Island I used to play on my phone quite a bit later on, and I only discovered it then. But I like the concept, I like the idea of making rainbows and things like that. I sometimes wondered if I mean, they have made more recent sequels and things like that. But considering that it's the same character, just being a human or being a dragon, it would be cool if they combined it into one game. Like maybe you can both create rainbows and bubbles. That could lead to a lot of interesting situations. They'd have to, you know, mess with the structure of the level design and stuff like that. Make something in between something arcadey and something more, you know, 2D platformer kind of thing. But I'm sure that they could come up with something creative there. But I think that Rainbow Island has a lot more to discover and explore through. Whereas Bubble Bobble's more like you're trapped in this one area here and you're trapped in this one area there. And they're all kind of the same thing with different monsters and different platforms. So I get the preference. Although it's weird that I'm telling you why you like it. Why do you like it? Arena Fight, yeah. It's a good way to put it. Welcome back, Subini Pig. I don't know how I survived the bird when I was facing the wrong way. Dang it. Oh, I'm really stuck here. I got this though. I just gotta keep running. just like the rest of my life. Run from my problems, run! Oh, okay, well. You were a jerk. Oops. Curses. Right, let me see if I can haul my way through this. That's my battle cry. It needs a lot of work. But it's a Monday battle cry. I don't know why I didn't fight that guy before he started ramping up for the bowling balls. Roar. Yeah, that's probably better, isn't it? Oh, thank you for the checkpoint. We will see where that loads back to next time I die. But that's a good idea. Thank you for the something. Heck. Alright, time for me to try that. I think the checkpoint was a bit late, but that's okay. I appreciate the effort. So what you did was you created a spawn point, so every time I die, I'll go back to there instead. Ah, crap. Unfortunately, it was where I normally do it. I don't think that was intentional. I think that's just because there's probably a bit of delay on the stream. That was a new thing that I thought I'd try out and see how it goes. And I thank you for trying it for me. If you try it at a different part of the level, when I'm not about to die, which I know is a difficult time because I'm always about to die, then it will be incredibly useful though. For example, if you did it here, then I would find it incredibly handy. Crap. Ow! Kisses. Hey, you did it! Or did I already die? Let's find out. Damn it. Yeah, this is the trouble, Unipig. I'm always dying. You're gonna need to find a part and just be like... How did you... you sort of did it. See, now whenever I load a checkpoint, boop, it's right by the game over. But you got the right idea. Just gotta, like, maybe give me forewarning and I'll make myself safe and then you can make a new checkpoint. Good job. Now I can die so much faster. Success, kinda. It's something. Hey, I'm doing alarmingly well. Okay, well, I jinxed myself there. Just cutting the middleman for you. Cutting the middleman. You. I am the middleman. I see this as an absolute win. Yeah, let me help you with that. Whoop. Hey! Thank you, Super Unipig. You make my work so much more streamlined. Right. This time. Next time I'll give you a warning. I think that's probably the best idea. Knowing me, I'll still probably use it to jump myself into danger. But that'll be my problem, not yours. Oh my god, I actually survived that. Bird! Ah, well now I hit that guy's angry at me, so I'm gonna just keep going. Okay, this is a pretty safe space to do it, Unipig. Never mind. This is not a safe space to do it, Unipig. My mistake. Don't do it. Oh, you did it. Oh, no. I'm sorry, Unipeg, you cannot... No one can predict the bird. Next time I just need to stand still, because I was in a safe space, but I was like, yeah, but maybe it's safer a little more to the right. It was not. It was not safer a little more to the right. There was a bird. I must be really chewing through your lab buds. Oh, he's just gonna keep dropping those, isn't he? Ow. You only have enough for one more. Alright, let's make a count. Okay, I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, it's not safe! It's not safe, Pig! Unipig. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope! 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna keep holding my ground here. Because it seems to be working to some degree. Yes, you did it! Good job, Unipeg. Now I can die whenever I like. I still gotta go downstairs. You did it! I don't like how this guy's waiting for me. I need to kill Mr. Bowling Ball. I know it's not a bowling ball, but for some reason that just makes me happy. Once again, I don't know how the bird didn't kill me, but I'll take it. No! But thank you to Guinea Pig. Haha! Yes, technically speaking, we are winning via cheating, but... Ow! I feel like this is a bit more respectful of the viewer's time, because I'm not good at this. Ah, he ganged up on me. I need to make... why haven't I moved? I'm not cheating. Good to know. Thanks for that. This is a completely legal way to use time travel. I'm gonna grab this money. I'm gonna die rich. No, oh, no, you're not good at this. Yeah, that makes sense. But we still like you. Oh, thanks. Okay. That didn't work. Oop. I need to give my whole, what you call it? My whole respawn thing. It needs to play a funny noise. Just to make this more comical. Like that redo thing from Fairly Odd Parents, which just goes redo every time they redo something. Oh! Ha ha ha! Okay, I need to stop doing the same thing over and over again, but I don't know how to get past this guy. I'm gonna have to kill like waves upon waves of him and his friends. Ah! Okay. That's promising. Is there literally one of these guys at every floor? Because it looks like it, and this one's not going to give me a lot of breathing room. Ah! What does rewind do? Rewind literally rewinds the game by about 10 to 5 seconds. I think it's 10 seconds. It can also be useful as like a... Think of it as a mini checkpoint, but you can do it only. I can't decide when you rewind time. Still, if you want me to undo a death, it is a one-use way to do that. It could also undo a success. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. You're insane, Lark. Oh yeah, but that was never in question. Stop it. Sorry. It's difficult not to do the same thing over and over again when you're in a conversation. You know, I think that's a stream caught on in some ways, is that people tend to talk when they're grinding. Because that's easy, then you redo the same thing over and over again. Ha! Oh great, I have to do that again? Here it goes. Come on, the bird shouldn't... Curse the bird! I hate the bird. I do not like the bird. Oh, hi Cal. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let me... some time travel? So it means speedrunners are insane? Yes, they are. I gotta be honest, yes, they are. Like, they're impressive. You can be impressive and insane, but they're definitely insane. I mean, they're literally like, I'm gonna run into the corner of this rock, teleport 5 levels ahead, and beat the boss. I mean, that's impressive insane, but it's insane. Especially when they're doing it over and over again. Well, now later than I would have arrived, but my course made that dream impossible. Oh, I'm sorry to hear, but how's the course going? I nearly did the same thing over and over again. Oh, now I'm sandwiched. I didn't like that. We watched I Am Sam. Sam I Am? Are you talking about green eggs and ham? I'm genuinely not sure what I Am Sam is. But I know at least who the protagonist is, I assume. I'm gonna grab money. Anyway, Cal, I have invented time travel. Using lab funds, you can now create checkpoints for me, or rewind time, or even fast forward time. At your behest. Use it wisely, like Super Unipic has. He created this lovely checkpoint for me. Handy, isn't it? It's about a father that has special needs and loses his daughter to the law. Ooh. Dang, that sounds dark. Time travel arc? Time travel arc? That's canon now? It is! Ow. But small time travel. For starters, I've actually had to have lived through the event in order to travel back to it. Secondly, I can't do it, only the viewers can. So other people can make me time travel. I don't know if that's such a great thing. Second of all, it's kind of expensive. If you look how much lab funds you have to use for it. Reasonable amount for you guys, but you guys are regulars. Oh no, I was throwing at the wrong guy. Whew. You're a handy lad, Unipig. What's the bouncy thing next to me? Oh, that's my time travel device. Isn't he sweet? Boop. He's a good egg. Oh, it's a good egg. And it's a device that doesn't really have a gender. Looks friendly, it is! And mischievous. And potentially evil. I think that all of my technology has some penchant for turning on me one day. That's why I make sure that they can all explode at some stage. In some way. Because I wouldn't use a button. But I feel like I shouldn't say anything more because I don't want people to just explode my device. Ow! That's working. I'm just glad that... Oh, darn it. I was gonna say I'm just glad you didn't bop me when an enemy was nearby. The bopper is back. Yep, I'm now at full bopping. Full boppability. Ah, dang. I was really hoping that this place would... this city would have more clothes available, being a, being a civilization of some sort. Glad to have you back streaming. Thanks, I'm glad to be back. I've really missed this. Ow, ow! Nocturnal, why? You could have said hello, Nocturnal. Also, hello, Nocturnal, welcome. That hoit. Okay, I need to see there's two of them, so I have to go all the way back this way. Yes. Ah! Ha! 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 I did it. Boyd! Thank goodness for my ability to throw knives through walls. While nude. If I stand here too long, the guy to the left is going to come for me. But also, this guy's literally just waiting by the steps. How am I supposed to deal with that? Ah, okay. One more time with feeling. I say one more time. I'm going to try this like 20 more times. At least. Come on! Ha! Gotcha. Ow. How to have missed Popping Rock. To be honest, I do sometimes wonder if me being bopped in the head does help me think straighter. So I don't hate it, but it does hurt my feelings. Duck, ah. It has been scientifically proven to be the most fun and satisfying thing. Well, at least my scientific progress has gotten me somewhere. Die. Thank you. Oh, he cannot let up with those guys. Come on. Come on. Ah! Alright. No closer. Oh. Your parents got you chicken nuggets? Oh, dang, I want chicken nuggets. Somebody bring me the nugs. Cal, show your nugs. Bring for the rest of the class. So just check the schedule. What's the Sunday mystery about? It's a surprise! You'll know about it later in the week. Don't get too excited for it, but like, have a sense of curiosity. It's my favorite type of nuggets. I didn't know you could get other types of nuggets. Oh wait, you get fish nuggets. I like fish nuggets. Pack of 20, ah. I love them nugs. Especially with monkey gland sauce. Okay, I've got to lead this guy all the way to this side so he doesn't just like crouch by the ladder and I've got to run all the way down. Kill him. I guess I've got to do that with this guy too. While also defending myself from birds. Which suck, by the way. Birds suck. Yeah, you heard me. Get out of here, birds. Dude, like, this guy's just camping. He's the worst. Come on, come on. Yes. Run! Oh, oh, thank goodness. Somebody make a save state. Somebody make a save state. Quickly make a checkpoint. What's that noise? Oh snap, I only have 11 seconds left. I need to get out of here. Oh god. 6. Ah, I'm dead. Okay. Interesting Sunday, but with a sense of suspicion. That's probably the best way to go about it. Ain't got the money. Someone. It's too late. That was horrifying, just by the way. I didn't know that I had a time limit. It just didn't occur to me. I've never wasted that much time before. But now I know how to make it through these guys. So I think I'll be okay. As long as I don't spend a minute on it. Okay, come over here, buddy. Come over. Don't worry, it's safe. the right side of the room is the best side. Look at all the money. Yeah, you want the money, don't you? Yes. You fool! Should never have listened to the ominous voice in the floor above you. Okay. Now I can stroll down the street much more leisurely. What the hell? Ah, Redbird! Yeah, you usually die before time. Exactly. I'm kind of the opposite of that, to be honest. Reminds me of... I once ordered stuff for my friend and I asked them what they wanted. Didn't know what it was. I ordered a few things for them. The time I was like, oh, maybe I got you this. See when you get it. How'd they react? How'd that work out for you? Oh, no! I like that too. I like to get the extra stuff and I get super excited and I give it to that person. Oh, yeah. That is very true. But also, Nocturnal, you're really bad at surprises. How? Like, I get you a surprise, and you literally ask about it every time I see you until... Like, the best way to surprise you is to not say that I'm getting you a surprise. But that doesn't even always work, because sometimes you're just like, are you getting me a surprise? Out of nowhere. I'll be like, ah. Come on, yes. Okay, I need to... Oh god, that guy's found me. He's found me. Oh, okay, never mind. You get excited, but maybe get excited for nothing. Maybe don't get anything at all. It's devious. But I don't do that. You do. How many times did you ask me to check my closet because you thought your present was in there? Okay, well, to be fair, you didn't know that I was getting you a present. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really count. I don't know. It's difficult to draw from personal memory when I'm running from bowling balls. Dang it. I need this guy to be further away from me. And this is always true. I do that, but I'd always get the extra stuff because I love getting stuff to my friends. Yes. Now's my time. Wheel on a... Oh, bird. I done got birded. Yes. Whew. I'm so lucky that bird missed me. I was looking at the chat for a moment. I looked up. Curses! It got the second wind. If I may say, you have a very calming voice. I do? Oh, thank you very much. That's very nice of you. To me, it kind of sounds like an old lady. I'm glad that you like it. But I mean, like an old grand kind of person. I think my 3DS got into my head once, a long time ago, because it was this voice app on the 3DS. I can't remember what specifically, but it will listen to. Oh, what am I doing? It'll listen to whatever sound I'm making, or a sound is being made, and will try to predict what it is. And when I used it, it said old lady, and for some reason that has stuck with me ever since. I don't know why. Just like, it scares me because I know it's true. By the way, how far in the game is Lark right now? Seeing as he does. Okay. I can't imagine big far. I am further than I've ever gotten in this game in my life. First of all. I will hit continue, because that'll show you the map. And that'll show you how far I am. So I want to get to the purple building, right? At the very end. I am in that little city. That grey area. So I'm like... I'm not far, but, you know. I'm as far as one can get in this kind of game. But I'm still loving it. I still love this game. Like, this isn't my first time playing Ghosts and Goblins. I've played this game often. I've just never gotten far because I always die. But there's just something really fun about the controls and the snappiness of just throwing shit. You know? Ha 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 ha. Gotcha. Ha! Gotcha. Gotcha. Come on, dude. Come to the money. Oh, you think about it? A little further now? Oh, that's where I want you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. What is... Hi, Nonk. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. I'm playing Ghosts and Goblins. No! I've made it so far. Well, not that far, to be honest. We're playing Ghosts and Goblins, but I have a respawn point and... Oh, that's mean. How could you? Everybody laugh, damn it. Oh, snap, whatever you do, don't spend money on the checkpoint thing. Unless you have to. Oh, I'm gonna get a sip. Yay. To be honest, I kind of needed that, so thanks. But I also just like people using the mic controls, so I'm happy. I can make him another checkpoint once he moves to the third platform. That'll be useful. Thank you so much. Oh. Ha! Ha ha ha. Ah, darn it! He threw a bowling ball so early that time. He was ready for me. I'm beginning to feel like he's Sans. You know, he can just see all the timelines and figure it out for himself. Anyway, what have you been up to, Nonk? It's been a while. Although I think you did show up in the Risk of Rain stream. But there was a lot going on there, so it was difficult for me to keep track. Ah! Curses. Ah. Let's try that again. I'm beginning to wonder if there isn't a better way to go about all this. Darn. That is not the way to go about all this. I have learnt. I may have respawned in the same place, but I am older and wiser now. And I have learnt many mature things, like... kill the bowlers, you know? The usual things, but the things that adults know. Like fuck birds. Hey! Yeah, there we go. Just what I do when I play a hard game, exactly. Ha! Yes. I've learnt Morse code because I think it's... What does that mean? What does that come down to? Dot dot dash dot 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 dash dash. I don't know why I'm reading out loud. I don't know how that helps me at all. Ah, curses! Bird. I'm still waiting to get paid so I can get the new laptop. Apparently the payment is running late. I should get in within the next few days. Well, congrats on managing to afford it. It's a pretty great milestone. Whoop. Yes. Must be quite excited about it. I need to ask you which laptop you're getting later, by the way. Ow. Whoop. We're gonna try this side. I know it's been a while. Oh jeez, I forgot that there's two of them! Wow, they just bull rushed me together. Doubt I'll get it this week. But everything's possible. Well, live in hope, but no problem otherwise. You'll have to just play on your Switch in the meantime. Although I can't think of any... Oh wait, there's a new Cuphead out, isn't there? Oh, Cuphead DLC. I don't know if you'd like to try that though, it's murderous. As per usual. A bit like this really. Except I doubt I could use time travel for it. Which sucks. Because that means I won't last a second. We need a NOMP translator. Or I guess a Morse code translator, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to put the later in translator though. Oh, hey, I made it to the first step. That was something. Got this. Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna look at the chat while I try to sort this out. No, he's too close. Come over this way, bud. Yes. A little more. Oh, you monster. Ow. Darn it. Nope, that didn't happen. Whew. Anyway, so some things worth noting. There will generally be a running theme with my games, though they will cycle round weekly. Mondays will always be challenging platformer games, usually retro. Oop. So if you are enjoying this, then Monday's your day. I'm supposed to be doing it later in the evenings though. In this case, I'm mainly doing it early because of load shedding, which is problematic. Ah, yeah, I want chicken nuggets. Give me the nugs. I don't like how that guy's aggressively crouching. And just waiting at the bottom of the stairs again. Oh, too close. You know what, if you're too far to that side, that's oh, okay. He knew I was coming. Like, he was just faking me out there. I feel like a little bit of this game is luck. Is that just me? I mean, I guess you can meta it. Ow. And know exactly what time the bird's gonna spawn. But sometimes the birds just come out of the blue. Like, yeah, they're gonna show up, but when? Nope. Ah, darn it, I didn't get off the stairs properly. This is quite problematic. Ha! You gonna move, buddy? You're just gonna, okay. You do you, I guess. Yeah, you just sit down, rest your legs. Nope. Wrong place. Ho ho! You thought I was dead, not you, but I'm not dead. Ha 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 ha. Hey, I got fire. When that happened? Darn it! I had to turn around for the bird. Ah, there's two of them again. Look at these buddies. Look at them buddying up. How dare they? Ow! I really need to put my schedule up onto Steam and Twitch. That was something I intended to do and I completely forgot. probably do it after the stream. I need to run! Nope. I'm gonna try that tactic one more time, because I feel like there's something there. And if I can do it, it will save me so much time. I don't think it's gonna work. I've just got them both over here. But I guess now I can outrun this guy. But can I outrun the clock? I've wasted so much time on these two. Ah. Yep, I guess this original tactic's probably the best way to go about it. Get me further away from these guys as possible. Are these the goblins and ghosts and goblins now that I think about it? Because I haven't seen anything that could be properly defined as a goblin up until this point. I think I've seen plenty of ghosts. Pardon the cough. Ha! Checkpoint me, baby! Somebody, please. I've got 60 seconds left. Yes, thank you. Just in the nick of time, Unipig. What a delight. Oh-ho! I've only got 30 seconds to complete the level. Ow. Imagine being helpful. You don't have to imagine, you can just look at Unipig now. But you also have some use. You help hydrate me. Oh, this is some interesting platforming, isn't it? No! Always here to make you die less. Or more. I don't think you help me die more as much as you do just give me concussions, mostly. I guess earlier when you were figuring out the checkpoint system, you made me die quite a lot. But I could have not used those checkpoints. Ow. Oh, snap. Oh, jeez. But that was at full speed. I just got, like, birded at full speed. Dang, these things go high. Oh. They actually seem to help me. Darn it, I fell through the cracks. So fast forward time, I don't know if it's particularly useful in this game. But I figured that if you can rewind time, you might as well be able to fast forward it for any means. Whether you have murder in mind or not. Uh-oh. Feck. Bop? No, no bop. Ow. Unless you already bopped me. I might have been way too enthralled. Oops. No bop. Feck. Now I'm just dying. Constantly. But when it comes to time travel, death isn't really a repercussion. More as a slight... Ow. Dot dot dash. What? Dot dash. Dot dot. Dot dot. Ah. I don't know what that meant, but did it mean look out for the bird? Whew. I'm okay. Dang it. It means Ligma. I'm not falling for that. I know that joke. Ow. You know what? I'm gonna go for it anyway. What's Ligma? Just cause, like, we need to put it out there. I'm turning this into a PSA, so nobody has to suffer from the joke again. Ow. Ooh, ha! I'm good. I survived that guy, and I should not have, because I've been dying to him so many other times. Oh, here's the time limit. And I missed the jump. Since time travel is now canon, how does that change the timeline? I don't think it really does at the moment, because I haven't really used it. That or I have used it, and you don't remember what's changed. So it seems like nothing's changed. So it's a mystery. Besides which, our time travel is only limited to when somebody has placed a checkpoint. Oh, hello. How are you doing? Okay, bye. Ow. Dang, what a wave of emotions that was. Oh. Oh. Thank you, crowd. Thank you. I got the little pinwheel! I don't know what it does, but I got it. Finally. Oh, I'm surprised I survived that. Oh, I think it gave me more time. Because look, I'm back to like 1 minute. Hey! Look, I'm somewhere new. Ow, 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 ow. Darn it. Hey, sorry for the quick visit, but I have to run now. It was nice to meet you. Nick, I'll see you next time and have a good run. Thanks! It was good to meet you as well. I might be checking out your channel sometime. And yeah, it's great to meet you as well. Look forward to next time. All the best, and keep safe. And if you don't keep safe, make a checkpoint. Damn it. I made it to the end there, but I don't think that would have given me a place to work from, because looks like there was a bunch of bosses I had to suddenly defeat. Yes, time bonus. That's good. Whoop! Alright. Let's do the time warp again. I made it again! Alright. Alright, Dancy. Oh, crap. I didn't duck in time. I've got to make sure I fight that guy there, because if I go any more ahead, then there's a second one of him just waiting for me. Oof. Dang it. Ah, that guy. Yes! Okay. We are safe. I say in Ghosts and Goblins, I'm never safe. When will I learn? Yes. Okay. And now... There we go. Ah, I should have jumped further. I thought that I could make the second platform first. When I think about it, the successful times that I've done it, I've just leapt right off the first platform. So, whoops. Whoa, yes. Oh, I just dodged him. Ah, crap, I don't have a pinwheel. I still have to fight that big old boss. Well, I'm dead anyway. Oh well. Maybe I'll have better luck this time. Pinwheel, yes. Okay. Hot dang. I am surprised that I missed one of those at least. There we go. Yes. I've now eaten 19 chicken nuggets. Don't you only have 20 chicken nuggets? Does that mean you're down to your last nug, Cal? Because if so, this is gonna be a sad time. It'll be both the best of times and the worst of times. The last nugget is always the sweetest, but... one was eaten by my sister. Oh, that's sad. Freaking tragedy I'm witnessing here before me. Oh! He's just gonna tap dance right into me, is he? How dare he? Yes! By the way, I still haven't named my little time travel device. If anybody would like to suggest a name, I'm open. I normally am the first to name them, like Coffee Bot. But to be honest, the name's not really all that original, is it? It's just Bot and Coffee. So if anybody would like to give the name to my little time travel lad, do so. Ow. Oh man, I missed those nuggets. Me too! I'm full, man, not for long, but for now I'm very full. Full of nugs. What about... you all can give it some thoughts. Maybe I'll make it a contest, shall I? Ah, jeez, I have no pinwheel. Oh, well, I'm dead. Florkytork, the evil sentient time machine. Well, I like the first half of that. The second half makes me very unrestful. Florkytork. Come on, Florky. To be honest, that name's kind of growing on me. Ow. That doesn't really roll off the tongue well, though. Florky kinda does. Plus, does that mean that when I reload a save state, or like my checkpoint thing, I'm just gonna flork off? But it is a bit of a mouthful. The full name, anyway. Ha! There we go. Where's the pinwheel? Florky, yes. Florkytork? I mean, Florkytork's good too. Just the other half of it I'm not so sure about. Oh, I'm so dead. 3, 2, oh, yep. I just outright turn into Skull. I can settle with Florky. Alright. Florky it is. Right. I don't want to flork off right yet, though. I could still probably make this. Nope, I died. Don't know why I did that. Florkytork? Florkytork does actually kind of work. Because it has a more abrupt ending. It's instead of blorg, it's talk. Florkytork. It's kind of fun to say too. Florkytork. Ow. What you talking about, Florky? That's his catchphrase now. What you talking about? That's his 90s catchphrase. Flork off. Talk to you later. Yeah. Rad. Kind of funny when Lark says it. That's the goal. I feel like that's the best thing about naming things for other people. Is what they have to go through when they have to say it. Talk to the hand. Okay, mostly I'm just replacing the word talk with talk. Nah. Ow. It does look like Lark has a mouth. I don't have a mouth. This is just air escaping from my face hole. You know? That happens to people sometimes, right? Pinwheel, where are you? Oh. Florkytork, time machine by day, catchphrase master, a bit later that day. When he has the time. But that's the thing about Florkytork. He always has the time. Florkytork, time master. Honestly, I'm seeing a Netflix series appear from Florkytork over here. Is that just me? Can't believe Florkytork's gonna get a Netflix series before I do. Ooh. That would be sad, wouldn't it? Happy for Florkytork, though. And let's be fair, Knuckles is getting a Netflix series before Sonic. Although I guess Sonic technically has an animated TV series. Or 5, so... Making Netflix series for spin-off characters thing now, these days. Look at Better Call Saul, which came from Breaking Bad. Look at, Bad Mouths and the weird amalgamation of horror that came from that one spin-off show that I never watched. Because, Big Mouth was scary enough. Well, not scary, but you know, scarring. Yeah, scarring's a good way to put it. Yes. This time I will not be the one florking off. Oh god! Ah, I killed him! But then the other guy killed me. Upset. But I do appreciate at least that he waited his turn, right? I mean, that's nice at least. Like, he stopped and he waited for me to be finished, and then he went. It's still upsetting, though. We need that Larkison Labs Netflix series. Florkytork could be a spin-off, yeah. We do, don't we, yeah? Twitch keeps wanting me to share my subversary. Your subversary? What did you sub to? That's been a year now. It couldn't have been Larkison Labs. I don't think you've been sub to Larkison Labs for a year. Oh! Hey! Thank you for resubscribing. I guess it is. Happy subversary, Cow. Thank you so much. Your patronage is appreciated. Oh. Oh. I'm actually... Oh, never mind. Why'd I do that? I was gonna say I actually survived and then this happened. Fuck the subversary. Subversary should only be after 12 months. You'd think so. Like, that's clearly a marketing tactic. I'm sorry, Cal. They've subscribed for 8 months. Oh. You should be getting a cool, like, little badge thing next to you. Why aren't you getting that? That's weird. Whoop. Would have loved a computer voice reading my message. That would have been way funnier. That would have actually... I'll arrange that for next time, Cal. I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm sure there's probably definitely an easy way to do it. I've seen other Twitch streamers do it. It's just that I tend to overthink things a bit. Like, for example, I've installed a time travel device before any normal Twitch streamers would do. And at least you get a subversary every 8 months, Cal, so you don't have to wait very long. Ah! Oop. Ow. What's that for? Why you do that? I guess I'll let you have it because it's your subversary. To be honest, I don't know. Oh, that's fair. Ow. Because of a book full of love. Aww. A heart bop. You're bopping my heart right now, Cal. Oh. Had some minor lag there for a moment. Oh, pinwheel, please. Game, take mercy on my soul. Or I'll just die. That works too. Ah. Do-do-do. Ha. Okay. Ow. Okay. Yeah, dodged the weird Moogle thing, but only 22 seconds left to live, so... Oh. Not quite what I was going for. Gozers. Yes. Okay, hey, I got my pinwheel. Cool, I've said that like 50 times now. If only I knew a different language, and I could just start saying the same things over and over, but in more interesting ways. I guess I could put a fake accent to it, but I'm not so sure. He always does that jump thing to like slowly push me to the other guy. I don't like that. It's clever. Just, it's evil clever. It's clever that hurts me. Does not contribute to the society of man. Or even monster. Unless killing me will literally improve things for monsters, which I wouldn't be too surprised about. Like, a naked man running around throwing knives is not really great for everyone, is it? Except, you know, the man who's running around throwing knives. And even then, it's not that great for him, because people keep trying to kill me. Ah, here goes! Darn it, I can't stand my ground there either. I think that's the worst part of it. I guess that's basically what I was saying earlier. Oh well. The game that I'm really excited for at the moment. Like, I can't get into any other game right now. I mean, obviously aside from what I'm playing right now. But like, in terms of big AAA titles or things like that, I can't be interested in any of them until that new Klonoa game comes out. And by the new Klonoa game, I mean the old one. Klonoa 1 and 2. I haven't played 1 in ages, and I never actually got to play more than a demo for 2. So I'm really excited. But it means until then, I'm literally just not getting into anything. Oof. Right. Yes. I don't know how I'm gonna beat these guys. So far in my life, I've eaten 80 chicken nuggets. How did you... how on earth did you, calculate all those nuggets? Have you got your own Florkytork? Is that a cal? Is there something you're not telling me? Did you go back in time and count every time you ate your nuggets? Or do you just not eat them that often? I guess that's more likely. Wait, for how long will you be streaming according to the new schedule? Generally about 2 to 3 hours at a time. But it's going to be literally every day this week. And probably every day every other week too. Like, I'm going... I wouldn't say full-time streamer because it's only 2 to 3 hours at a time. But I'm putting a lot into this. I want to see if it, you know, results in any channel growth, but mostly I just want to catch up on lost time. This is fun. I like doing this. And if I can do it more, I'm gonna. It's just that before, you know, I didn't really have the time to. You only had your first chicken nuggets in April. Wow. Ah, you're a fresh nug boy. Congrats. One day you will be a solid veteran like me. You'll know your nuggets inside and out. And the world won't be the same, Cal. It'll never be the same. Yes. I meant as in weeks or months and stuff. I'm not really sure. I don't have a set date this time. I'm just doing it until I burn out, but I'll definitely give notice. It might be nice to divide these things into seasons though, and then, you know, take time off. Which I'll think about doing, but I don't have any announcement for that yet. For now, I'm just streaming forever. Well, it probably won't be forever. You know, life can be a hurricane here in Duckburg. Our best bet is to enjoy our time together while it lasts. But it's definitely going to be a long time. I should not jinx myself. I've just touched wood. I am safe. You've only got to eat chicken nuggets 4 times. You got to eat 20 nuggets a time then, though. When I started out, I was only eating like 5. And then I upped my game later on in life, and I've had more expendable incomes. Curses. Okay, cool. Yee. Hella fly. have a big hunger. Well, to be fair, me too. Like, I'm literally the person that everyone gives all the food that they're too full to eat to at the end of a meal. I'm what they call the bin. Which is a bit demoralizing, to be honest. I think that they should come up with a name that's better for my confidence. Ow. Just like how this monster should come up with a tactic that's better for my confidence. Like just being like, yeah, you can go. You know, that'd be nice. Ooh. Okay. Hey, I'm okay. Okay, I'll look at the chat after I've made all this. And I've died, because inevitably I always die. And that's just life. I never know whether to duck or... Can't wait to get my new laptop. I'm going to be playing Pokemon Mart 2. That'll be cool. I can't wait for you to get your laptop as well. Then we could do a collab stream. Which is now something I have time to do. There we go. Yes. I never got to play Pokemon Mart 2, come to think of it. But it's because I gave up on Pokemon Mart. I've told that story a million times, I'm not going to tell it again. But I hear the Pokemon Mart 2 is a lot better. Although, less interesting plot, maybe? I feel like none of them have really topped White's plot. Except maybe Black. Didn't shh. Ow. I had something there for a moment. Part of me kind of wants to play Ghosts and Goblins every Monday, just to see how I improve. The trouble is with playing a really hard platformer once a week is that in the times you're not playing it, you kind of just get rusty. Maybe I'll make a 3-day stream of Ghosts and Goblins. I'm gonna die. Death! I wouldn't say better, I still think Pokemon Black and White is the best, mainly because of nostalgia. Well, that's fair. Although Pokemon Black and White 2 didn't come out that long after Pokemon Black and White, did it? I think it was like a year, or maybe 2. So you could still have nostalgia for that, unless you just didn't get it when it released. Which I get, because I also didn't get it. I actually do wonder how well Pokemon Black and White 2 sold, in comparison to the first one. I think there's usually a bigger drop-off rate for sequels, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. Yes. Where'd he go? Oh fuck, there he is! Fine, I'll flock off. Plan to get White to... yeah, 1 or 2 years later. Plan to get Black and White, or White 2 as a kid and never got it. Yeah. That's the trouble with games that come out so soon after the original one. Like, sometimes there are ones where you're chomping at the bit for it, but they're not usually released so quickly. At least, not in my experience. I guess there's always another Mario. And that's pretty easy to get. Somehow. Maybe it's because it's an RPG as well. It takes longer to complete anyway. I don't know. I'm just talking absolute nonsense based on my own personal experience. I'm gonna die now anyway. Whee! Flock off! Ow. I don't know why I didn't expect that. Oh, did you all see that partner direct the other day? That was exciting. Weirdly, I'm most excited for Pac-Man World. I don't know why, but Namco's been on a good thing lately. Mainly because of Klonoa and Pac-Man. It's only 2 games. But I'm excited. They're 2 classics. 2 classics that I honestly thought that they would just forget about, and they didn't somehow. But I guess because, you know, they want money. And yeah, it worked. What can I do about it? Dang it. I need to, like, count how many hits it takes to kill one of those things. Because there, I thought that it was honestly going to die before it reached me. But it didn't. Money, yeah. Because capitalism. Whoop. Okay, well, I'm gonna die. Thing is that my success is like 40% based on whether or not I get that windmill to increase my time. Because I'm literally on 20 seconds now. I think I literally have to... I think I don't get the time when I don't ride that platform high enough. Now that I look at it. That's interesting. Here it is. See, it shows up more often than not. But sometimes it doesn't show up and I need to figure out why. Money. Speaking of money, I just missed that money. Moolah. There we go. Yeah, okay. Here goes. Hey, can somebody make a checkpoint here quick? Although I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna have to go ahead either way. But it might have been long enough for you guys to do that. Ow. Never mind, don't make a checkpoint, don't make a checkpoint! Crap. No! No! Oh, delay. This is my own patience here. Like, because I could have waited to see, but for some reason I was like, oh, maybe no one has the money. I don't want to wait around, and I didn't have enough time anyway. Well, let's see what it got me. Yeah, there goes that checkpoint. Oh dear. It's fine, maybe I'll be better at this part. Maybe I'll give myself more time because I'm better at this part. Ow. The lock is fully faulty. Yeah, that's fair. No, Carl, I'm literally allowing it. Because like I said, hey guys, make a checkpoint. And then I was like, nah, actually I'm going to go ahead. And like, if you... even if I hadn't died, I would have like gotten caught up in that whole mess between those 2 guys shooting their belly button bullets at me. So it wouldn't have worked either way. I probably either shouldn't have asked or have like calculated when I should ask better. Okay, so we've hit a new problem, and that's that I'm too used to only having 1 life, so the moment somebody hits me, I just give up. Huh? Oh. There we go. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. Wow, that was actually some level of skill. I'm impressing myself a little bit. Just a sniggle bit. Oh ho! You thought that bowling ball could kill me? Whew. Okay, coming back this way, bud. No bird. Wow, remember how long it took me to get to this part? Good grief. And now I have full health. Cal, make a checkpoint. Undo your past things. You could have made this so much better for me. I'll wait here. I'm not moving, I promise. No betrayal. Okay, I'm running out of time now. I might have to go ahead. I'm gonna go. At this stage, you can only but improve things. Plus, I've done this part so many times, I'm sure I'll be fine. You already redeemed this reward. Darn it! That's weird. It shouldn't be one use. But that's okay. Like, look how quickly I got here. I'm now almost a Ghost and Goblin Master. Oh my god. No! That's not fair! You can't wobble twice like that. Curse you, monster! I'm sure I'll be fine, immediately gets it. Yeah, that sums it up nicely. Oh yeah, you can rewind time, but only 10 seconds. So I don't think you'll make it. Oops. There we go. Dun 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 dun. Ha! Yes. Ow. Dang boys. Come on. Ha. Okay, well I don't have the armor that I had, but this is still pretty good. Got lots of time to work with. Dang. Oh, I think I can help with the whole you already redeemed the reward thing. Let me try something quick. But to complete all? There we go. Maybe I'll be able to do it from now. I mean, don't do it now, obviously, but in future. Because I've cleared my backlog of requests to complete. How rude. Whew. I honestly thought that was gonna kill me. Well, that did. Whew. Run, little naked man. Ah! I'm impressed that I survived that. Oh, for some reason I couldn't move there for a second. And it seemed to save me from the bird. Yes. Ha! Second bird thought he could get me, but he was wrong. Third bird thought he could get me, but he was wrong. Fourth bird thought he could get me, but he was wrong. Ha! Fifth bird! Face it, birds, I have you all pegged. Oh. What happened? Dang it! Fifth bird was close. Yeah, that fifth bird. Like, it was really trying there, but it was a failure. Me being able to start earlier actually kind of works out in some ways. I get more time to work on the other things later on in the level without having to worry about pinwheels and things. Ha! Haha, whoops. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. Da 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 da. Yay! Whew. I honestly thought that one was gonna kill me. Deadliest bird. Yes. Here comes the tough part, is trying to get this guy to move his butt. Oh, come on, dude. Don't waste all my time. Get away from the staircase. Be considerate. Thank you for your consideration. I have now killed you. Which is maybe not all that considerate, but, you know. Whew. Managed to kill everything but the red bird. That's fine. As long as he doesn't come back. That's the thing about birds. They don't turn around. They just keep flying forwards. Oh, crap. Yeah, that was a mess up. Now. Yeah, well, I could do with the door over there anyway. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Oh, right, I'm still alive. Awkward. Yes. Ow. What should I say? Dope! I don't know if there's much point in doing that. Oh well. Alright, let's do this game. Yes. No! Why'd I wait there for him? I never wait there for him. What's the point of waiting there for him? Why did I do the things I do? What else is going on in the world? I've been watching something. I've been watching Stranger Things. Oh man, that reminds me about my Stranger Things rant. For starters, before I begin, I will offer no spoilers to Stranger Things Season 4. Except one, and it's not a vital spoiler. But it is something I want to rant about. Anybody been watching Stranger Things? Ow. I don't know why I did that. That was a bad move. Oh, you thought you could drop something on me, did you? Oh, you failed. Oh yeah, he's killing me. Ouch. So, never watched it and don't intend to. Too creepy? I can get that. But I can still rant at you about it. In Stranger Things, right? Season 1, there's like this... actually maybe I shouldn't say anything at all. Maybe he is kind of a... I don't know. I'm not going to do it. I've chickened out. I'm sorry, everybody. Larky gave me inspiration. I'm going to do some Pantheons in Hollow Knight. You do that. You Pantheon the hell out of Hollow Knight. Too uninterested, yeah. Like, especially if you don't know what I'm going to rant about, I feel like, A, it's going to sort of spoil it. I don't think it would actually spoil anything, except for the arc of a particular character, right? Because basically my rant is about this one character whose arc goes nowhere, and then eventually he just disappears. Like, he's written into this show like he's going to be like a recurring, interesting character who, you know, goes through everything with it, and then nothing just happens to him ever. And I mean, like, comically so. Like, he averts all danger, and nothing ever happens. He just goes off and lives a normal life, I guess. Well, now I've pretty much said what I was going to rant about, and the person in question is the science teacher. Who's like this perfectly normal science teacher, and I liked him because, like, he was always kind of optimistic, and he had, like, a certain belief for science, and he had a moustache, but, like, no beard, and he had a sweater. He was, like, a friendly Hufflepuff kind of fella. And, like, throughout the series, you think, yeah, his knowledge for science is going to be really useful for everyone. And does, like, once or twice, and then eventually he just, like, disappears. Nothing dramatic ever happens to him. He never encounters any of the horrifying monsters or atrocities going on in the show. He just has a nice life, and he inadvertently gives advice to people, and then he just, like, and he's too recurring to be, like, just a sad character. But he's also, like, he goes nowhere. And every season I'm like, oh yeah, I wonder what the science guy's gonna get up to. And, like, he's not even in Season 4, it seems. I looked it up. That's the only spoiler I know about Season 4, is that he is not involved. Favorite character is just avoiding all tragedy and living a nice life somewhere. That's all that's going on there. So yeah, if anyone's particularly upset about spoilers for Mr. Clark, there you go. He just has nothing to do with anything. He's useful a couple of times, and then he just, like, he doesn't even leave. He just, like, the writers just decide, nah, he doesn't exist anymore. He's nowhere. He's up to nothing. He's not gonna get killed off. They're not gonna, like, write, oh yeah, no, he's moving to another town or anything like that. He's just gonna be solidly not there. It's kind of amazing. And sad. Because I miss him. And that's all I really wanted to say. I don't think that's a particularly big spoiler. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Dang it. Now I'm stuck in the first half again. Maybe he never existed in the first place. That would actually be a really good case study. Like, maybe he's just being hallucinated by one person I never noticed. Kind of like a Fight Club situation. I need to go back and watch and see how many other characters interact with the science teacher and acknowledge his existence. Because, like, he never directly confronts anything, come to think of it. Maybe he's like a metaphor for all the characters' innocence. Because he's only there when things are normal. And the fact that he fades out over time means that, you know, as the characters are exposed to more and more atrocities, the innocence just slowly fades away. Until they get that weird conspiracy guy who's in his bedrobes all the time. Who's basically like crazy science guy, honestly. I'm pretty sure that they just replaced him with that guy. Hey! Welcome, Mashed Potato Tower. I like your name. That's a fun name. How are you keeping? I beat this the other day. Did you? I've never beaten it before in my life. So congrats. Both loops, original gaming hardware. Nice. That's real impressive. This is well, I wouldn't say this is as far as I've gotten, but the other end of this level is as far as I've gotten. I haven't beaten this one yet. But it's a lot of fun. Ghosts and Goblins is a game that I'll constantly play and never beat. Oop. I don't know why, it's just I like the controls for it somehow. Everything's so snappy. This guy's gonna kill me. Ow. Me too. That's good to know. We can all bond over our misery. And joy. Sort of a bittersweet thing, isn't it? So, are you gonna go for Super Ghouls and Ghosts next? Because that's what I want to do, is when I beat this eventually, I want to move up to the next one and beat that, and then eventually get to Resurrection. Ow. Crap. That game's too easy. Fair enough. Haven't really gotten to put the time into it to find out. Is your accent real? That really depends on whether or not I'm real. I'm definitely attached to this accent, I'm not putting that on. But, as for whether or not I am just a hallucination of your riddled mind from playing way too much Ghouls and Goblins, I can hold no promises, I'm afraid. Well. No. Fair enough. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh. Okay, I need to... Oh, God. Okay. This isn't what I wanted. I did not want to be sandwiched between two muscular-looking horrific goblin things. Sounds like you're reading Dracula, blah, blah. I wish I was reading Dracula. Especially, didn't they make like a science fiction Dracula once? It was like Dracula 3000 or something. That's the Dracula I want to be going for. I guess I can't really read it. I could read the screenplay though, I guess. Can you do a really hardcore British accent? Well, let's see here. I think I could probably suss one up for you. Actually, I don't know what accent this is. Ah, Jove. I don't know, I'm not... Why spring that on me? Can you do loud pitches? How do you define a loud pitch? Unfortunately, I'm not really a voice actor. This is the only one I've got. I could talk louder. Oh, like yelling? I guess I could yell. I don't want to yell all the time, though. God, that would kill me. Was that a nice yell? I'm not really much of a scream streamer, if that's what you're asking. I do make the odd noise every now and again, I guess, but I don't think I'm well known for it. Oh. Make an American accent. Out of what? Out of this? Out of what I've got at home? I'm gonna need a lot more oil, honestly. Well now, actually I guess I could figure out something. Although this is more of a southern drawl, if I'm quite honest. I don't know. I don't know how good that was. I've been a little angry sometimes. I do remember yelling at my Risk of Rain earlier. A modern accent. I can't really do that. Nothing modern about me, honestly. If anything, I'm postmodern. Although I guess that is more modern than modern these days. Feel like I should be glad I haven't. What is it? Demons run when a good man goes to war. Oh, God. Well, I can tell you from experience of the one time I had to, like, get real angry at my boss. Like, I don't get yelly angry, I get very calm angry, and that really psychs people out. Doesn't help that I have these piercing blue eyes. Oh, right, I'm all black and white, aren't I? Doesn't help that I have these piercing white eyes that really stare into your soul when I need to. Of course, this is all me bragging. I don't really know what I like when I'm angry. Because when I'm angry, it's not really something I think about. What I generally think about is the situation at hand and how I can kick it in the throat. Say, I'll order a double cheeseburger with curly fries in an American accent. I'll order a double cheeseburger with curly fries. In an American accent. I know you didn't ask for that part, but I thought I'd throw it in as bonus content. Why did I wait here? Bad things always happen when I wait here. There we go. God. Well, now I'm in my knickers. That's not great. Oop. Dang it. I kind of wish that did get me a double cheeseburger, though. I could really go for a cheeseburger. It's my night to cook tonight, and what have I got? I've got keto meatballs. Which is actually lovely. But it's not a double cheeseburger. It's like, I guess to some extent it is, because, I mean, I use ground beef, I just make it into a ball. I use a lot of cheese, mozzarella and parmesan. I guess it sort of is a cheeseburger, except I use noodles instead of buns. I don't really know if that's what you want. Well, I like it. A lot of tomatoes as well, but no lettuce or pickles. To be honest, that's not really what I take away from a cheeseburger anyway. If you just give me the cheese and a patty, I'm normally good. Oh, and some onions. I like onions. There will be onions in my keto meatballs. So I guess it's more like a cheeseburger than I thought. I'm just one bun away from making burgers. Jeez. Oh, okay. I don't normally expect that guy to be there. He wasn't the last couple of times, was he? Wait, Lark, did you just advance to the next level? No, I'm still in the same place. I think what you might be confusing with the next level is actually an earlier part of the level before you came in to the stream. So, like, this area is the beginning of where you saw. And because of the checkpoint that Super Unipig had made for me, I didn't have to experience this part all over again. But when you made that new checkpoint, after I died, I had to start back from the beginning of it. So you're seeing a place that you hadn't seen before, but only because you yourself hadn't experienced it until, now. If that's a less complicated way for me to explain it, I'm not really sure. I think if anything, I just made things more complicated. Crap! This place kind of reminds me of Wrecking Crew. You know, that time Mario was a construction worker for no reason that we can tell. It was actually a pretty fun game, but there wasn't much longevity longevity? I don't know if that's the right word. But there wasn't much of that to it, was there? It was like Bobble Bobble, same location over and over. Doing the same thing, but not quite as engaging as Bobble Bobble. Crap. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Whew. Bum, 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 bum. That's the other thing about this game that I like, is that its tune is kind of an earworm. Like, this is the only song that ever plays, but I like it. It's a nice song, and it kind of encompasses what this game's all about really well. It's just a real good first effort. Yes. Ah. Pow. Get over here, buddy. Crap! Neutered by a bird. I'm gonna die. Having a bad run of it, aren't I? Who would have thought that this is how far I'd get? I'm saying that both sadly, but also kind of impressed, because, like I said, I've never really left the main graveyard area before now. Yeah, I saw that coming. Back in time. Think about it, why does the music kind of old video games sound well the way they do? Well, how do you mean? You mean like the chiptune music? That was just technical limitations at the time. Same as the graphics. But if you mean why they're always so catchy, I mean, they didn't have much to work with. They had a limited amount of space. So they had to put all their effort into one song, like one earwormy song. Sometimes more than one, I guess, when you think about like Mario Bros, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm making things up. But that was always my headcanon about it. Less songs to work with and less instruments to work with, because it's all chiptune, means that you needed to make these songs an earworm. Uber catchy. And it also meant that you had the time to do it, because you weren't focused on like 20 different songs, you know? Wait a minute. I could just kill them all here. I hope they don't respawn. They might respawn. Oh, look at that! That's gonna save me so much time in future. When I'm not dead, you know? Music itself sounds pixelated. Gives all games a nice charm. Yeah, it does. But yeah, that was just pure limitations, like the graphics. I think... Because I mean, like... it was more about space issues, I suppose. When you think about it, because it's not like a TV could only do chiptune sounds. Also wouldn't be a TV. But my guess is that, like, in order to keep technology affordable and everything like that, there was a limit in what kind of songs Or what kind of sounds the machine can make the game make. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. And I've got to kill this guy to avenge myself. Come on, bud. Show up or grow up. Thank you. Oh, here comes the burb. Right, that's the anthem, isn't it? Oh! Haha! You all thought you— oh god, the bird! Oh, that is the anthem, isn't it? I was surviving that okay until the bird came along. Here comes the burb. Let me focus on this one over here first. And now I can get this guy over here. It's the perfect plan. Fuck the bird! This is still pretty good. Hey! If anyone wants to make a checkpoint, now's the time. Oh! I honestly thought that was gonna kill me. That was gonna kill me. Dang it. At least I know the strategy now. Although it is quite a bit of trouble killing all those guys. Uh-oh. You redeemed the checkpoint, didn't you? Oh well. Poor cow. He doesn't realize the delay he has. I need to realize the delay you have. It's like 20 seconds. Next time I'll keep better note. Yeah, I died. Sorry, cow. My checkpoint concept needs some work. Maybe I should make it like a rewind 20 seconds and then checkpoint. Just in future. That could actually probably work pretty well. Ow. Reloading the stream, suddenly I see 10 seconds into the future. Oh dang! That's amazing. That's okay, I might in future add a little rewind thing to the checkpoint system, so that way it doesn't do a checkpoint like when you think it's happening, it does a checkpoint after it's happening. And rewinds. I don't know if that makes sense. On the bright side, at least I get to skip the map now. Oh, cool. Yes. Ah, crap, I didn't kill those guys. What am I doing? Kill me. Thank you. I weirdly feel better about it. Now that I've been voided. Ow. That was uncalled for. I don't know why I paused, I was just upset. Feck. Hey, summon dark forces. Did it work? I didn't see them. It's weird. Should have worked. Let me just try. Hey. I think there's somewhere out there. Ow. I think there's somewhere. Do I see them? Where are they? That's weird. I think the dark forces aren't at home right now. Sorry, Cal. I should have checked. I might have forgotten to turn them... I might have remembered to turn them on for the channel points and then forgotten to turn them off. Like, in my reality, so to speak. In my code. I can't really bring them back right now. That or one of them just gonna creep into view randomly later. Who's to say? Kick you in the face, kill them. Yes, kill them all. I'll kill them all, whether you like it or not. Oh. I wasn't expecting that sudden reception turn. I don't know what I was doing there. I got too engrossed in the song. I walked too far forward. Now this guy's gonna catch up. Oh, now he's gonna walk away. Oh, he caught up. Dang it. I could see someone speedrunning this. Gotta be honest. Like, if you know exactly when people are gonna spawn in and stuff. Then yeah, you could probably get some pretty good timing out of it. Back off. Let me use my stairs. You monster. You literal monster. Dang it. That was becoming more of a struggle than it should have been anyway. Dang it. Oh, I'm just... Ah, bird. Here comes the bird. Oh well. Yeah, I thought he was gonna get me. But I survived by hanging onto the ledge, apparently. Nope. Well, that's not fair. Curses. I thought that was weird. Like, none of them had pitched up for some reason until, like, the very end where they all pitched up at once. I mean, let's be fair, they probably aren't expecting me to come by all the time, like I am. They only signed up for this nonsense for me to show up, like, once, maybe. Maybe twice, tops. But nope, here I am passing by their door 24/7. Ah, bowling ball guy. Dang it, bowling ball guy. I'm taking this as a half one. If I'm annoyed because I've done this area better. Oof. God, I'm tired. But how's the day been overall? How would you say? Is this like, exhausted from stuff happening? Or is this more of a exhausted from nothing happening kind of feeling? Or some kind of mixing? Boring. Oh yeah, you just got back from your course though. I can understand why it'd be a bit boring then. You were lectured at, were you? Or was more of an uninteresting practical? Nothing really going on except chicken nuggets. To be honest, that's most of what one needs to go on, honestly. Do my daily stuff, Genshin, but like, yeah. Aren't you still avoiding spoilers for that, though? So you can't even check out how things are going online with it. How long do you have to avoid spoilers for, anyway? Time goes slower when you're avoiding spoilers, I find. It's actually pretty interesting. It's because everything you'd normally do, you can no longer do because you're trying not to expose yourself. Comes out in 42 days, wow, that's quite a long wait. And the spoilers this early on. What exactly is leaking these? Someone with insider knowledge, or is it like they accidentally launched an update too soon that they retracted? Because it seemed to be... Oh, maybe it's data mines, come to think of it. Data mines could probably do it if they didn't, like, hide their information abstractly enough. Actual employee leaked info around the beta testing. That actually always really annoys me. The same thing's happening with a game I'm following called Multiverses. You know? It's like... and the trouble is that waiting until the game releases becomes such a drag, because you can't look up things about it without getting spoiler, and even if you do run into the spoiler and it's a good spoiler, now like, everyone else is experiencing this thing and then they know about a thing. And you have to like, stay out of it. Data mine as well, yeah. It's a pain. I really don't understand why people need that kind of confidence boost. Being like, yeah, you're the dad that works at Nintendo, congrats. Yeah, you know things. I mean, you know a video game. And yeah, it's a cool video game, but it's not exactly gonna save us from like, I don't know, anything in particular. It doesn't even really make you look impressive. It's just like, okay then. Well, great, there's one less thing I know. But at the same time, I also get that there's clearly a market for it. I mean, heck, I knew about the Genshin Impact leak and I didn't even know about it. I don't even follow Genshin Impact. These kind of things make news. I guess some people just want to make news. Ow. And there's sometimes when leaks can be useful. Trying to remember there's one. Oh yeah. No wait. The closest thing to a leak actually being useful to me was like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, because you knew they were like hiding half, like a solid amount of the roster. You didn't know who was in it, and like. The secret was that the roster was actually kind of disappointing in comparison to what one was expecting. That was useful for like tempering expectations, I guess. Not that one should have it for like a Nickelodeon game, but to be fair, it is a very good Nickelodeon game. Even with the characters that it had at the time. I don't want the story to be spoiled for me and the characters. That's too late now. Yeah, I get that. I remember feeling the same way with, like, Smash Bros. Ultimate. Even though it didn't have a story, I knew whatever Sakura is going to present us was, like, going to be abstract and definitely worth living in the moment for. Like, when I got Smash Ultimate, I literally just marathoned World of Light so I could see the end, and that kind of ruined the experience for me a little bit. But I wouldn't have done that if, you know, it wasn't leaks. World of Light is definitely a game that you gotta play a little bit at a time. Since the characters will be announced by Hoyoverse soon in the way, and don't get why I need to be spoiled. I don't know, people just have no patience. On the internet you kind of just assume that everything's gonna be right there when you need it, when you want it. But being able to wait is important. Ow. Stops people from jumping the gun a bit. Gonna have to get off the grid, Cal. Alright, I've got 6 minutes left of the stream. I'm gonna have to charge Joe for broke. Let's do this. No talkie. No talkie didn't worky. I'm still gonna try though. Ah, we made me a whole leaker in character early. Well, that's mean. One time, Mika was leaked by someone a few minutes later. She was announced. Bleh. Sorry, Cal. Must be real annoying. Right, this is going to be my last try. Let's hope for the best. Oh. This is... okay, well, that shouldn't count. This one's my last try. Let's hope for the best. I guess, considering I have time travel, any time is my last try. But you get it. Oh! And that's when I nearly died, except I pressed the pause button instead of the attack button. This part's gonna be awkward. Yep, awkward. Redo. Look at me abusing my powers. Okay, I'm just gonna keep going until my clock says 6 o'clock. It's fine. Thank you, Super Guinea Pig. With your inspiration, I know that I will beat it this time. Fuck. Alright, Super Guinea Pig. Unfortunately, your inspiration is pretty shit. I'm sorry. But it was worth a try. I still appreciate you showing up for me. Oh, bird. Come on. Yes. Somebody make a checkpoint. I'm literally just gonna pause the game until somebody makes a checkpoint. I forgot I could pause and therefore not lose time while I wait for a checkpoint. Actually, come to think of it, I really am dumb. Ah, thank you everyone for the... Maybe inspiration helps when I don't acknowledge it. Do it for Unipeg, Cal. We know that you have all the money, all the funds. Fortunately, Cal... Oh. Ah, crap, it's 6 PM. Okay, I'm gonna count to 10 and then I'm gonna play. And we're just gonna see how far I get. Alright? 10. 9. 8. Make a checkpoint, Cal. 7. 6. 5, 4, 3. Yes! Let's do this! Thank you, Cal. Crap! I'm using it once. Just so Cal gets his use out of it. Because he spent like... birds. Alright. I'm gonna have to call it here. Though I will... You've spent 4k channel points today. Finally, I've got something that will make you all less wealthy. Thank goodness. That's one goal done. Turns out I just needed to make you guys have to pay up every time I'm bad at a video game. Which, spend 6k only 2 worked. I'm gonna add a rewind feature to the checkpoint system. So that way, every time you spend on a checkpoint, it goes back like 20 seconds into the past and then makes a checkpoint. I think that might help a little. But I'll do that. I'll add that to Mr. Florkytork over here later. Anyway, this checkpoint will be useful because I do want to continue Ghosts and Goblins sometime. Maybe not next week. I'll think about it. Well, rather, I'll see how everyone else feels about it. If you all want to see more Ghosts and Goblins, let me know. I'd love to beat this, though. So I'll probably come back to it regardless at some stage. But in the meantime, yeah, thanks everyone for joining me. This has been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's stream as well. Tomorrow's stream is Splatoon 2, come to think of it. It's going to be with viewers. In-stream secret message? Yeah, probably. Bye, guys. See you next time. Yeah.